Hello everyone. Some of you will remember a video I made 2 months ago where I talked about 27 things I love about Red Dead Redemption 2. Well, that wasn't even all the things I had in mind. I had to leave out loads more because I didn't want to make the video too long, but this video is the second part of that where I'll be listing more things that I love about this game. As with that video, I'm not going to be discussing the main fundamental things that make Red Dead 2 so great. I'm just going to be going over the little things that happen while playing this game that just make me smile. Number 1, Arthur's Journal. I think Arthur's Journal was such a fantastic addition to the game. The way you document basically your entire playthrough as Arthur through his gorgeous drawings and his insightful entries, and the way that not everyone's journals are going to be exactly the same because you come across stranger missions, different sites across the map, and new plant and animal species in different order, I think that's so beautiful. And there's so much in it. I remember one time after I'd finished the main story, I just sat down for like 10 minutes and read through it from start to finish. I'd recommend doing that if you haven't already because you get an even better understanding of the entire story, because I think a lot of people think that the only journal entries Arthur has are the ones that he says in the monologues, but no, there's way more entries that he has about story missions that don't become monologues, and it's really interesting to read about how he felt in those moments. And speaking of Arthur's monologues, number 2, Arthur's monologues. Arthur's monologues are literally taken from his journal, so I won't repeat myself too much, but I love his monologues as well. They're just very nice. They don't happen too frequently, there's only like 2 or 3 in each chapter, so when they happen they grab your attention. They're always short and sweet, they only last about 20 seconds, but Arthur always manages to convey his emotions very well. And I really like the scenery that shows while Arthur's talking. It's very simple and never too in your face, but it always feels relevant to what Arthur's saying. Number 3, the map. And when I say the map, I'm not talking about the actual world that you do everything in, although obviously I think that's spectacular as well. I'm talking about the 2D map that everything's displayed on. This deserves more love. For one, the colour scheme is perfect. That beigey colour gives it that old sort of historical feel, but at the same time it doesn't look too ancient, because Red Dead, in the grand scheme of things, is relatively modern. It's only about 120 years ago. But aside from looks, in terms of usefulness as a map, the layout of the buildings are so accurate. It shows the animals that are popular in the area, it has normal lines for roads but dotted lines for trails, the different fonts used depending on whether it's a state, a big area, a town, or just a little site, even the contour lines, that's first year geography coming in handy, showing the different altitudes of the landscape. It's just so perfect, and I feel like it's one of the most underappreciated things in this game. Number 4, Massacring towns. I think everyone who's played this game can agree with me when I say this is a great way to let off steam every now and then. Almost therapeutic. Number 5, the weather. The weather in Red Dead 2 is head and shoulders above any other game I've played before. Never have I experienced just as many different types of weather in a game. It can be sunny, windy, rainy, foggy, snowy, there's thunderstorms, blizzards, sandstorms, hurricanes, so many different types of weather, and it always happens so seamlessly. It's not like it's just rainy and miserable one second and bright and sunny the next. It just naturally transitions and you don't even consciously notice it. And the weather always looks so impressive. I think definitely the most stunning type of weather is when a thunderstorm happens and you see strikes of lightning coming down, and it's not just visually stunning, the sounds as well are incredibly realistic. So while it's not exactly nice to be in the middle of some miserable thunderstorm, you can still appreciate the realism of it. Number 6, robbing people, shops and trains. Number 7, customizing guns. Customization is always really important for me in a game, and Red Dead definitely delivers when it comes to it. With the guns, I think the customization is just right. You gotta keep in mind that it's $18.99, so you can't go fucking COD gunsmith with your customizing, but I think you can change the perfect amount of things about your guns. You can change some components to make the gun actually function better, but you can also edit the materials and add some engravings to your weapons to give it a whole personalized look. What I like doing is having a theme with my weapons. So my first playthrough I went with a gold kind of theme. These were my beautiful Schofield revolvers, and for my Lancaster and pump action, they were a bit more in your face gold. And then on my second playthrough I went with a bit more of a boring but classic silver theme. Here are my old faithful Cattlemans, and my Lancaster and semi-auto were both almost fully silver. And while I'm on the topic of customization, number 8, making custom outfits. I'm not as mad into fashion in Red Dead as a lot of people. I tend to only have like 2 or 3 custom outfits for a whole playthrough, and they're mostly just all black ones, but it's still a really nice experience making a whole new outfit. I prefer to not just get all of my clothes from the tailor or the general store. I like to do some challenges or hunt some animals and then craft clothes or equipment at the trapper. I get why some people prefer just getting their clothes from the tailor. The outfits end up looking much cleaner, but I think that when you add stuff that you've actually earned and taken the time to craft, it makes the outfit much more meaningful. Number 9, the way that the gang members insult and take the piss out of each other.
You know, my dad always used to say,
Not the dog, please.
Not this again.
Fine, damn you 3, sulky, angry, scarface, a right barrel of laughs.
Number 10, shooting my gun in the air to stop witnesses. There's something about doing this that is just so satisfying. I don't expect it to actually work, but it does every time. When you do a crime and a witness sees it and starts sprinting for the law, it just takes a simple shot of your gun in the air and it stops them dead in their tracks. I don't know what it is about it, but it just feels like such a badass cowboy thing to do. Number 11, dueling. This is another badass cowboy thing to do. It happens very rarely, but on the chances when you do get to duel strangers, whether it's in the gunslinger side missions or when a stranger challenges you to a duel, it's so fun. The slow build up to drawing your handgun and then the transition into Deadeye with that spaghetti western piece of music playing feels phenomenal. I also appreciate that killing them isn't the only option. While it does look much cleaner to finish off your opponent with one swift shot to the head, if you shoot their gun, you just disarm them, gaining some honour and funny dialogue from Arthur in the process.
Hey! You crazy?
Ain't you happy it didn't go in that thick skull of yours?
You miserable son of a bitch!
Easy as that.
You also feel a bit more noble and powerful after. I'm not sure if I'd like the ability to duel more in Red Dead 2. On one hand, I love them so much and it would be great to be able to challenge any NPC I meet to a duel, but on the other hand, dueling so frequently would sort of take away that special feeling to each duel. Number 12, stealing wagons and cashing them into Séamus for easy cheddar. Number 13, how diverse the map is. The map in Red Dead 2 is obviously beautiful, everyone knows that, but aside from looking incredible, I appreciate how diverse the map actually is. There's no two places that feel the same. You got the rugged and mountainy Amberino, the wide and varied New Hanover, the forested West Elizabeth, the swampy but also red soiled Lemoyne, and the deserty southern New Austin. But even inside these very different states, there's also more diversity. Lemoyne has swamps and marshlands, but also red soil. West Elizabeth has meadows, but also dry plains. Everywhere is just so unique, but these areas aren't so dissimilar that it feels like it wouldn't exist in real life. Something I also love is how they've so smoothly blended these vastly unalike areas together. The biomes gradually transition into each other, and like the weather I was talking about earlier, it's not like you're in one area and then you walk a couple of meters and bam, you're in another completely different one. No, they naturally progress into one another so smoothly. Number 14, the sound of hooves in Saint Denis. The noise this makes is just heavenly. It really is the only positive thing I have to say about this wretched city. I could listen to it all day.
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
Number 15, the time era. I've said before that I think the Wild West era is such a fascinating time to set a game in, and even though this game is technically just after the Wild West, it's clear that that era has impacted everyone and the entire world of Red Dead Redemption 2 a lot. And through playing this game, I feel like I'm far more educated on what life was like in the later 19th century in America. Obviously I don't think that most people are living the crazy lives that Arthur and the other members of the gang were, and life was definitely more boring than how we think it was, but even the NPCs that just go about their daily lives, there's nothing unrealistic about that, and it gives what I think is a pretty accurate idea of what most people's lives were like back then. But even the architecture, the towns, how prominent the wildlife was back then, I feel like I've gained such a good understanding of that time era as a whole purely from playing this game, and I've developed a great interest for it. I don't know about yous, but I think that's amazing. How just a video game can teach you so much and make you interested in a piece of history, and it's one of my favourite things I've taken away from Red Dead Redemption 2. Number 16, falling from a high area and landing on my horse. And lastly, number 17, you just can't beat some drunk Arthur.
You could have shaved, lady. So, bitch. Oink, oink.
If you watch real close, you can see him reading the cards under his breath.
So thank you so much for watching this video. I'm scripting this video on Friday the 17th of June, so if you're watching this in June, it means that I've managed to finish it before I go on holidays, which I'm happy about. Now you've probably noticed that there's still a decent chunk left of this video. If you don't care about my channel too much, this is the end, the video's over, you can click off. But if you do care about my channel and the future of it, I'd like for you to stick around for this part. Unfortunately, this is going to be my last Red Dead 2 video for a while, possibly ever. Over the past few months I've only been playing this game because I've had loads of video ideas for it, but now that I've done all of them, I'm going to take a break from this game, and a long break as well. I love this game so much, but aside from getting recordings for my videos, I've had no drive just to play it normally, because I've finished the story, there's no point in going for 100% again, and I feel like I've really tired myself out of this game. I need to give it a rest for a good few months. This playthrough that I'm currently on has been going on for a year and a half, and I think I've definitely stretched it out way too much. I love this game, and that's actually why I take breaks from it, so I don't start hating it, and I know that when I come back to it in December, it's going to be amazing. But honestly, even when I do come back to it, I can't really see myself making any more videos on this game, unless some news comes out about Red Dead 3. But I feel like I've talked about everything I want to talk about in regards for Red Dead 2. The main thing with this playthrough I wanted to do was those Red Dead Revisited videos, and I'm very happy that I put so much time and care into each one of those videos, and I think they make for really interesting videos to look back on. But I've been thinking recently, over the past 2 years, I've only mainly been playing 3 games. Red Dead Redemption 2, Call of Duty Modern Warfare and Warzone, and Valorant. It's time for a change. I want to start playing other single player games. I'm really looking forward to playing the GTA 5 story, which I played for a bit and then just abandoned in 2020. I also have Max Payne 3 and LA Noire that I bought a year ago and I'm still yet to touch, and I have God of War on my Steam wishlist, and the second that game goes on sale, you best believe I'm buying it. So yeah, I'm really excited to actually start playing new games because this year has been so stale for me gaming wise. Literally, the only times I play video games is with my friends in the evening or when I'm getting clips for a video. I never play games on my own just for fun anymore because I've been playing the same games I've been playing for years and it's boring. But now you have no idea how hyped I am to get that bit of freshness back with gaming. So I'm saying all this, but what does this actually mean for the channel? So I'm done with Red Dead 2 videos, but what games can you expect me to make videos on? I'd say mainly GTA 5, that's the game I think I'll spend the most time on. I may sprinkle some other games in there, but I think the majority of videos I'm making in the next few months will be on GTA. And then in the later half of this year, expect a lot of videos in the lead up to Modern Warfare 2. So yeah, just a mini channel announcement there. I'm really sorry to those of you who enjoy my Red Dead 2 videos. I also really enjoy making them, but it's time to switch things up a little, and I hope you all stick around. Thank you so much for watching to the end of this video. I hope you are looking forward to some new content, and the next time I speak to you, I suspect that I'll have reached 1,000 subscribers. So I don't normally plug my socials, but if you want to see my reaction when I hit 1k subscribers, go follow my Instagram and TikTok at RombarkYT. Okay, that's more than enough from me. Thanks again so much for watching this video, and take care of yourselves.